Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of my podcast. Although it is live, and I know they are very lengthy, some of them, but the people who really need that particular topics to hear from the experts and especially from the global community, and they just appreciated that, and they are looking forward to see more people. As I promised, I'll be bringing many diverse people from different backgrounds, from different communities. But right now, I have a very special guest. She is an assistant professor from Department of Political Science at IIS University, Jaipur. Yes, guys, Jaipur. She is from my neighborhood country, India. A first ever guest I am interacting with live. She's also an online content creator, which is the significant thing. I just attracted to bring her in my podcast. And she is an international relationship enthusiast that has led her to youth delegate a World Youth Development Forum. Yes, people. UNESCO BRICS Forum. Being a keen social worker, she is a teacher. Yes, exactly. She is a teacher, and I hope you guys definitely will learn from her. And an event manager. So she also bring people together by creating some events, and also an event manager at Prayas Props. Prayas Props at school and in slum children. For slum children, I am one of the slum children, and I grown up, and I just connected what she is doing. Please welcome Harshita Sharma. Hi, Harshita Sharma.
Thank
I
you.
hope I justified with your introduction, and it is very important. So, how are you feeling?
Well, now I'm speechless. Sakib bhai, you've left me speechless. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm honored to be first Indian guest in your show, Sakib bhai.
Yeah, it is. It is
How
deep of experience so far.
as of now, I am excited and nervous because I just want to do justice to this topic because this is a
Thank
topic
you.
that is relatable to majority of us. So thank
Yeah,
you so much
yeah.
for bringing me here.
So before starting a topic, I want to ask you to decode this statement, the life mantra. What is your life mantra? You just shared. Let me start with that.
So my life mantra is let us all grow together. Sakib
Okay.
bhai, in 21st century, in this technological world, when there is fast rat race going on, and you know what I mean, what kind of rat race, there is always
Mhm.
hush and bush. And since childhood also we are taught, you have to come first, you have to come second. And subconsciously and unconsciously we have this mind, oh my God, I am in automatic competition with others. If somebody has achieved something or somebody is, going to do something, I am automatic into this competition mode. What I am trying to say is here that why can't all of us grow together? Why does somebody has to be first and the other has to be second? Universe and God and Allah has blessed us with so much of abundance and resources that is enough for all of us. So let us all grow together. And the moment we have this in our mindset, we will cooperate with each other and not compete. So that's why.
Brilliant, brilliant. See, that was the brilliant start, and I told you people, she has some charismatic things to share, and just see how she started. She already just amazed me, and the life mantra is literally you shared. I think I'm going to follow that because it is the thing we all need. We need to accept the way we are, and I don't want to be come first. I want to be reached at some point, right? So thank you very much, and Harshita. And the topic we are going to discuss is taboos about mental health. We have a lot of taboos in our community, and we are almost sharing same culture, of subcontinent in particular. But overall in the world, it is the something that the deprived communities are not aware of. So that's why I just try to bring this topic on the table to discuss. And it is one of the SDG as well, mental health and well-being, or good health and
Yes.
well-being. So health is nothing without mental health, right? So, but the question is that what is mental health illness actually? Many people doesn't know. the people are not aware about. So what do you think? What this illness about?
Okay, so Sakib bhai, first we understand what mental health illness is. I would want to highlight on what exactly mental health is. So mental health is a general state of well-being in individual life. This is the easy
Hmm.
layman definition of a mental health. When you have a capability of coping up with day-to-day lives, when you're able to cope up with normal stresses of life, when you can work productively well, and when your thought process is in the right direction, then I say you are mentally healthy. So mental health is actually health. As you said, health and well-being, mental health is a complete phenomenon in itself. Now, what is mental health illness? It's a complete topsy-turvy and the challenges that we face in our day-to-day lives. Factors being reaction to certain situations, feelings of anxiety, feelings of depression, inability to come out of the bed and feeling demotivated and unmotivated, if you're not working on yourself enough, what kind of talks you're having with yourself. Is it leading to sleeping disorders? Are you having eating disorders? So there's this whole range of issues when one feels in coping day-to-day life. Then I say it is mental health illness that we're dealing. However, Sakib bhai, it can have different intensities. It can range from me feeling anxious today and I'm fine tomorrow to having a bipolar disorder or schizophrenia. So this is the range of intensities mental health illness has.
So, Harshita, you just said disorder. Something is not in order, then it will affect you, right? So, bringing out the disorders, how mental health disorder affects you.
Okay, so Sakib bhai, I think before I answer this question, I would want to just highlight few statistics also. That
Okay.
1 in 5 citizens in the world are impacted by mental health. 300
Hmm.
million people, according to World Health Organizations, are dealing with mental health issues. I stay in India, and in India, the greatest burden is mental health disorder. Every sixth Indian is dealing with that, and I am one of those sixth Indians, and that's why I can talk on this topic. So, how is it
Okay.
impacting my life? I think I have worked a lot on my mental health. A lot
Okay.
of things I can discuss later in your questions. But
Hmm.
I have faced it. I do face it before UPG also, during that maybe emotional workshop that we discussed ourselves. I was dealing some mental health issue, and but I am aware of that.
So this is really important that if you are aware of that, and but I what I have observed, because I've been working within the community, for the community, and by the community. That's why it is my first exposure to interact with the global community, because I've been in the box for so long, more than 13 years, in a town, to working on people, to engaging people, bringing them together, and make them able to create peace and sustain peace with the help of youth. So, coming to the question that why it is still taboo to discuss this issue, and we all know it is affecting the world. 300 million people are struggling with it, and you, in India, you are the sixth Indian, every sixth Indian, and as of now, today, I would be the every second Pakistani, because we are the one of the depressed country right now, whatever we are dealing with. So, but instead of that, why it is still taboo in the communities to at least discuss about
Sakib bhai, mental health issue is of course related to majority of the deprived communities. I agree, but at the same time, I also feel that being the fourth major reason of death, the suicide rates, it also impacts the rich communities as well. You know what I mean, what I'm trying
it?
to say, and give another
Yeah, I got
dimension.
it. Yeah,
It's not only related to if you're poor or unemployed or deprived. Of
yeah.
course, you can find majority, but काउंसलर के पास तो अमीर ही जाता है, गरीब के पास तो पैसा नहीं है.
Yeah.
So it is a taboo to discuss because there is a lot of lack of awareness and sensitivity. It is something
Mhm.
that is not taught in our schools. We have stories like honesty is the best policy that will give you moral value. But nobody
Yeah.
tells you how to deal with situations when you're stuck. You're supposed to talk to your parents. You're supposed to talk to your friends. Nobody tells you how important it is to go and discuss your issues with the teacher. So once I'm out of my school or my proper education, and when I come into my real world, I realize, oh my God, now what to do? Because this is something that was not taught to me. And then I'm hustling and bustling in my own. Then in a lot of majority of the communities, it is considered as a stigma, and people are discriminated on the basis of your mental health. It is also in a lot of communities taken as black magic.
Mm-hmm.
This is also
Mm-hmm.
another issue. Okay, you're crying every single day. Let me take you to some holy water. Let me take you to
Mm-hmm.
some temple. And then that person will heal you. There is also a generation gap, Sakib bhai.
Mm-hmm.
The way our grandparents used to deal with mental issues is very different from how we are dealing with it. Our
Okay.
cultures don't talk about it openly. There are a lot of holy books. You might have heard of Ramayana, Mahabharata,
Yeah.
Upanishads, Vedas in
Mm.
India that we
Yeah.
read. All
Mm.
of them talk majorly about Ayurveda. They talk about physical well-being and physical health. And very
Mm-hmm.
less instances are there with regards to mental health. Why is it so? So then that means we also have lack of data. Since we have
Okay.
lack of data, we don't know how to deal with it. We don't have any past experiences whatsoever. So
Mm.
this is the reason people have, created this false stereotypes. People will call you lunatic. People will call you crazy. And then when
Yeah.
I am one who's dealing with a mental health issue, I will fear that isolation. I will fear that judgment from the community. What will they
Mm.
think about me? That social pressure. So this is the reason why we
Exactly.
have taboos with regards to mental health.
So, do you agree that we are still living in a dilemma that the culture has to dominate on everything, whether it is affecting in the individual or the whole world? The cultural domination is still, very strong, that you are not mentally prepared, or you just in a denial position to think of the out of the box, or at least you just, you know, cross your boundaries, come out of the box, see the other perspective. So, do you think that this cultural thing can be the one of the obstacle for the issues, particularly about mental health?
Yes, I definitely feel so. But having said that, Sakib bhai, we are, as I said, living in a technologically fast world where we are interconnected with each other. So
Hmm.
we are in this transitional phase of where culture is dominating us and where our minds are dominating us. We are
Okay.
transitioning and we are going towards something better, definitely. But whatever our conditioning has been, culture definitely has a very, very important role to play in that.
So, the habits we are carrying as the legacy of our forefathers. So, no matter what issue you are having, it's okay, and you should pray. You should make your gods happy. Then you recite certain things from Yajurveda, Upanishad, or Quran, or Bible, right? And there are preconceived notions about these particular things. And you highlighted one thing, the spiritual treatment for misleading the issue, which
Yes.
makes one's life more vulnerable. And I have seen childs being died, struggling with these issues by
Yeah.
just misquoting or misunderstanding. How damaging this to our society, especially the young people.
It is damaging because when I say the fourth leading cause of death is suicide, Sakib Bhai, do you can understand the level of damage this mental health issue
Mhm.
is having on everybody. There can be several reasons, maybe parenting, maybe dysfunctional family life, maybe career, maybe you have physical mental abuse, whatever. But if you're not knowing and if you're just burdening your life to the extent that you don't know what to do with your life and you At the end of the day, you have no option but you take away your life. It's the damaging thing for the whole humanity because we are here to understand how good we can do for the world. How can we give back to the community? This is the kind of thought process we're supposed to have. How not to give up, actually, because we are here in
Exactly.
this human form and we are blessed, but we are just burdening ourselves with so much, and we don't know how to deal with that. And how will we deal with that if we're not even aware that we are having that issue? So it is
Exactly.
a complete damage for the whole humanity. And that is the reason why we have a complete set of World Health Organization talking about mental health. We have governments talking on mental health and coming out with acts.
So I think the damage has been done, but thanks to the experts, and there are some experts, and one of the experts just comment over there that she is the psychotherapist, the certified psychotherapist from Pakistan. She is now in America. She also said that yes, this is one of the issue that in Pakistan there is so much stigma attached to mental health issues. Very insightful information from Archiva's point. So there are people. So what do you think? How can we utilize this expertise to create access for the vulnerable community? And a large number of children is also there because I just uh, done a campaign and a training on the child mental health as well. So there's a lot of a huge population of children there who are already victims or and their problem is going to going to be more bigger or more critical. So how can we utilize this learning and expertise? What are the ways to create awareness at least?
Well, thank you for the question, Sakib Bhai. I think it is one of the most important questions, rather. How can we raise awareness about mental health? Once, first and foremost, you must be aware about your mental health. You must be very much
Exactly.
aware of how you're feeling. You can't help the world if you're not helping yourself. So that is
Hmm.
first thing. Secondly, charity begins at home. So this mental health importance just as your physical health. As gymming is important, exercising is important. Similarly, mental health, working on mindfulness is important. This needs to be taught since schools. I am a teacher. I have a responsibility to teach political science with life learning examples. And this is how maybe I find my job well. I am into a job profile when I can inculcate what I know to my students. Then, of course, parenting. I'm always, I'm continuously talking about parenting is because, and this is a request for parents, you can't expect your child to be happy if you're not happy. You
Hmm.
have to set an example. So when I say charity begins at home, make sure that your parenting is going into the right direction. You are open and you're friends with your child. Then schools. Schoolings have to be based upon life learning lessons. They need to be based upon practical knowledge. Now, coming to us, because we have understood a lot of things and we continue to learn every single day, go to your nearby community, go to your neighborhood, go to a particular slum or a school as a youngster and talk about emotional and mental well being to them. I think this is the easiest way. Then you must make people aware of what government is doing for you. There are a lot of
Okay.
helplines. There are a lot of acts that are there. And the moment you realize that mental health is your basic human right, in India, we
Hmm.
have Article 21, which is right to life. So, right
Hmm.
to life basically means it also includes your mental health. It is your right to life. Right to mental health is your right to life. Realize that. So, do whatever it takes for you. So, get aware of what government is doing for you. Also know some counselors and psychiatrists that are there in your community. Reach out to them. You might have a lot of numbers on the Google, because nobody tells us to go to a counselor or psychiatrist. People generally not even aware of difference between a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and a counselor. This is the level of unawareness. So go and talk to them. And we as youngsters, spread knowledge, spread positivity as much as you can, and let people know. Another thing is, accept the way people are. Be empathetic, be sympathetic. Accept the way people are. If you find somebody who's cranky, maybe you find somebody who always gets angry, maybe you find somebody who has a very negative thought process, maybe that person is dealing with something he's not aware of. Maybe it's his or her conditioning that is going on, maybe some past experiences. You must know that and just try to tell that person in a swift manner, but never judge a person according to their personality and their nature. Accept the
Exactly.
way they are. And the moment you accept everybody the way they are, the life becomes very easy, Sakib bhai. Very easy.
Thank you, Harshada. And I just want to add one thing. A human is so complex. It is so complex. Why you are taking so easy? It's about the emotions you can't see. It's about the feelings you can't see. Something you can't
Yes,
see. How can you measure that? You can see the wound, the
true.
cut, and blood is coming out, so you can see how deep the wound is. But there's nothing to measure your mental pressure. I always used to think about that. There's a machine to gauge your blood pressure. We have thermometer to measure the body temperature. But
Yes,
is there anything to how can I measure my mental pressure or whatever? But how I need what I need. You know, this suicide is the worst phase. Someone just feel helpless, and people just find that solution and that particular condition. And to be honest, it is one of the solution too. If nothing is working, what else you will do? You will just finish yourself. And that's why I hope this podcast or this discussion will make a lot of people to think about that, how important it is.
yes,
Health only discipline. There is no physical and mental. It is the health as
yes,
whole. Why we segregate this? So I was thinking about why we segregate this. Actually, mental health is more important because this small piece of your head controlling, operating your whole body and including your emotions. The smile we are having right now, right? The feelings we are having right now, it's the hormone here working there, and we are sending the message. And because this is so fast process, so we don't just we are used to of it. That's why it is not that much and highlighting for us. So talking about the point that access to the support of mental health is one of the challenge. In communities, it is not that accessible to reach out the counselors because they are very few in number. They are so rare.
yes,
They are very rare. You can find a lot of babas and the Atai doctors. You know, the Atai doctor means they are just name doctor by name, and they are treating people, and people are feeling fine, and they don't know how it is inside. It is damaging them, and result they have some outburst, right? They are fighting. They are just mistreating someone, and there are a lot of taboos just created because of that too. So what mechanism can be built that this service should be accessible for the larger community because there are a lot of people. And
yes,
another thing, youth after COVID-19, people are still in traumatic situations, right? So the accessibility is really important right now. People were running after the oxygen cylinders, and you remember that, but they didn't find it. They were not ready for it. The
yes,
state got failed. The developed countries state also got failed. And you know what? They were not ready for the pandemic. And this is another pandemic uh, going to come. At 300 million. 300 million is the number.
too much.
It is the number. Why we are not taking it so serious? If 300 people will be paralyzed mentally, they were good for nothing. You know. So how important it is to increase the accessibility for this particular services?
Well, Saqib Bhai, you have no idea. In these 5 minutes, I learned so much from you. So much.
Thank
Having
you.
said that, your mind determines your life. That
Yeah.
is the mantra, another mantra that everybody should keep in their heads. The way
Mm-hmm.
you treat your mind, it needs to be nurtured. It needs to be watered every single day. Then it will determine the quality of your life. Everybody is seeking happiness.
Yeah.
Everybody wants happiness. But happiness is not a destination. Happiness is a process. It's
Yeah.
a process. People think that if I'll achieve $20 billion, if I have that house, if I'll have that car, I'll be happy. No, that doesn't happen. You have to be happy today, right now. But nobody knows how because you're not nurturing yourself. You're not into that mindfulness. And since you're not aware about yourself, how will you deal with your life? That is the question one must ask.
Yeah.
So, Sakib bhai, the level of unawareness, self-unawareness is so much. And I'm also observing something these days that people are not comfortable in sitting with themselves for even 5 minutes, like doing nothing.
Yeah. Yes.
If you're free, you just have your mobile phones in your hand. And with, I have nothing against mobile phones or social media, nothing against it. But the fact is, you are into this scrolling culture so much that you don't have time for your own self. How will you nurture
Mm-hmm.
yourself? People have become so impatient. Not even for 5 minutes, you will get bored with yourself for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But how our grandparents were able to deal with this boringness when there was no technology, when there was no TV, there was no mobile phones? People used to lead sustainable, healthy life, healthy living,
Mm-hmm.
healthy food. They were comparatively happy. There is a reason why Gen Z today, the late 90s generation, is feeling that, and of course, they've become very vocal about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, as youngsters, before you seek any help, become aware that yes, you are dealing with something. You will become aware about it if you just sit even for 5 minutes with yourself, introspect what is going on in your life, where you need to lead your life to, what are your aims and goals, what motivates you. Are you satisfied or not? For me, satisfaction is more important than happiness, Sakib bhai. Because
Okay.
aaj dukh hai, kal sukh hai.
जी.
But satisfaction is something that will always remain permanent. So we
Okay.
youngsters are the future of this, not only our countries, but our world. So become
Okay.
aware of what you want, and then only you can help others. Now
Exactly.
coming to your another set of question, that the lack of availability and accessibility to mental health help.
Mm-hmm.
So I read a statistic, Sakib Bhai, in India when I say that every fourth or sixth Indian is mentally unstable or dealing with certain issue.
Every
The
fourth
health
Indian.
gap, yes, the health gap or the mental health is 70 to 90%. 70 to 90%. That means within this range, 70 to 90% of people don't know where to go, or there are no certain psychologists or counselors available. Where will you go?
Mm-hmm.
Whom will you talk? Out of 90 people, there are only 20 who are aware that they are dealing certain problems, and only 5 go to a counselor or a psychologist and get themselves tested. And only 1% out of that will work on that issue, or maybe if they need any medications or any mindfulness practices or any therapy, they will do that. Only 1%. And I am shocked to see that there are a lot of people starting from myself, my mom, maybe my grandmother, maybe a lot of my friends. I don't know a single person going or taking any therapy or even just going to a counselor and seeking help.
Mm-hmm.
So if you start seeking help, then only there'll be, demand in the market of, counselors. People will actually go and study psychology that way. They will
Okay.
start practicing it as giving back to the community. You need to realize that. So availability of psychologists is very less in number. We have Ayushman Bharat scheme very recently in India coming up, bhaiya. And
Okay.
in that, there is a segment of mental health practitioners. So government is providing vocational training to youth to become mental health practitioners and in whatever
Yes.
field you want to go into.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of such things are happening. There are also funds that are being provided for vocational training to youth into this segment. And in whatever job profile you are in, you can become a help for somebody if you know how to deal with that person who's into this trauma. Just don't neglect what the other person is facing. That is important. Just don't say, don't be a crybaby. Don't come to me. Don't cry. I won't talk to you if you keep on crying. Just don't neglect it that way. Or maybe just don't fly it in the air. That is important. And you must know how to deal with that. Sakib bhai, are you here? Hello.
Yeah.
Sakib bhai, I think there's some technical glitch.
No, no. Can you hear me now? Am I
Yes,
audible?
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I'm back. वो हम कहते हैं शायद ये तो वफ़ा था. What during the very important between the important scene of a movie, suddenly a commercial just pop up and you just grab your head. What is this? I want to see that particular scene. So that happened with me. So please,
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. Yes.
yeah, please. Thank you.
So yes, so now mental health has to be accessible, affordable. So under this
Affordable.
Ayushman Bharat scheme, government is providing free mental health checkups, not first aid, not daily routine checkups, but mental health checkups. Government has actually rationalized and made a lot of medicines very affordable for normal janta. We have kendras. Uh, they are known as Jan Aushadhi Kendras. So where you can just go and at very affordable rates, you can access psychological help also and medicines also. So yes,
Okay.
government is doing its own job. Today, we have approximately, I guess, 150 UGC deemed government universities in India that have psychological departments. And let me tell
Right.
you, psychology is an upcoming field.
Mm-hmm.
6 out of 10 of my friends are pursuing this in their career. So this is taking place, definitely.
This is also one of the need, and I just want to appreciate the state who which is just creating certain resources, so that can be on the other hand, people who are
Sakib bhai, I think there is some technical
they
glitch
are also
from your
keen to
end.
learn mental health and how
I'm sorry, not exactly audible.
hello.
Hello,
Yeah, yeah,
Sakib bhai,
that there was
your
a,
voice was breaking.
yeah. Now am I audible now, right? Am I?
Yes, much better,
Can
much
you hear me?
better. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So this is the internet. So
Sakib bhai, am I audible to you? There is still technical glitch. Sakib bhai.
या फाइनली हम नहीं रुकते हैं कुछ भी कर लो जी इंटरनेट वालों सो the passion we are carrying this is very brilliant, and I was just saying that I just want to appreciate people like you and that you are just increasing the span of control, horizontally. It shouldn't be vertically. I always against the vertical population approaches, creating buildings that people are living on each other's head, and you don't have any, the mohalla so that you can interact. People are sitting on the street. They have their houses doors in front of,
Yes,
right. So that culture is just disappearing, and this is limiting the accessibility to interact with each other. Same with the
definitely.
counselors. The counselors are preferring to give their services to the elite one because they pay a handsome amount. You know, that is also one of the reasons that people are just not. The Dr. Lohana is always there. Whether you have coughing, whether you have fever, or you have headache, he is always there. But Junaid is living in Islamabad and he is not reachable. Right? He is there. There was just an example. So, do you agree that at least we should have that much awareness that we can press the buzzer? That is really important. You have to observe someone so
Bhai,
the
there was another glitch in the last question.
yeah,
Kindly repeat the question.
I will repeat here. Don't worry. So I was saying that,
Yes,
do you think that at least uh, someone from each family has some understanding and awareness to observe someone's behavior and press the buzzer? That is really important. People don't share and they just do take wrong decisions. We have most of the time we have seen our one of our friend, he or she reluctant to talk more
yeah,
and behave differently. Even in the family, either she, our mother, or he is our father or brother and other cousins, someone should have that much information and knowledge to observe and press the buzzer, reach them out, and link them immediately. So, how
yes.
the platforms like uh, UPG, that people like us can create such cultures in the families or the community. What do you think?
Okay. First of all, I want to ask Sakib bhai, am I audible clearly? Is there any technical glitch? Hello. Hello. Sakib bhai.
I just muted myself for a while, right?
That's okay. That's okay. I'm just asking. You are
Yeah, you can.
muted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can continue the answer. So I just want to mute myself so we cannot hear the. Okay.
Okay. Am I audible clearly? So I'm just saying, Sakib bhai, that not even why to aware just a one or a two person in the family. Let's bring this awareness to every member. Let's put it as a first aid help. We know what to do when there is some mark, you hurt yourself, you fall down. You have to put Dettol, you have to do dressing. Let's put it as a first aid help. Everybody, from a child to the old age person, should know how to deal with somebody who's having this mental health problem, not as one or a two person. So this is the range I want to reach to. Also, in UPG, they are preparing us to become leaders, Sakib bhai. And there is a reason why we have emotional workshops. Even when you go in army, and I applied for army, okay, or whatever leadership program that you go, I'm an aspiring civil servant also. So in that training also, just like UPG, they will always tell you how to keep your mental health intact. Before taking you into the army, they will see how bold, how actively, how positively you deal with the life situations. How is your mental health? So you can't become a leader if you're not mentally fit and healthy. That means it is something that should be ingrained in your personality. That is something all of us must know. We know the names of vitamins and proteins and minerals that we need to intake. We know we need to take green vegetables and fruits. But why don't we know what to feed to our mind? Because as we say that our mind determines our lives, the way you think, it will definitely manifest, because the way you think will definitely lead you to take certain actions. If you're not thinking right, if you're not on the right path, if you're not seeking help, it is not taking you anywhere in your life. Now, there are a lot of things that you can do. Of course, we have yoga, meditation, mindfulness. I always ask people to read, and read. So people say, I'm not somebody who would read. I don't read books. I'm not a bookworm. It's not about being bookworm. It's
Yeah.
about just like you have to exercise, just like to meditate, you must read. Knowledge is never enough.
Mm-hmm.
Then another thing for youngsters, Sakib bhai, even family members, as you said, take responsibility. And there is this very beautiful quote that when you take responsibility and when your responsibilities are more than your need, you become a happy person. So take
Exactly. Right.
responsibility of your family, take responsibility of your community, take responsibility of yourself, and then you will be the happy person. If you're a person who's always blaming somebody or the other, if you're not aware what you're doing, always,
Mhm.
you're always cribbing, you can never be happy. How can you seek happiness if you're always wanting something? If you're a leader, you have to
Yeah.
learn to give, and you will be the happiest, you see.
So
So,
happiness,
yes,
yeah, connecting with the happiness. Happiness is one of the most highest degree. We just love to feel in emotionally. We just love to laugh, and people feel good, and we all know that this is something which makes you healing sometimes. And if you are laughing, these are the symptoms. Oh, okay, someone is fine, right? But there are people like me who always smile no matter what's going on in their mind, what they are going through. So that is really important to understand your emotions, understand your emotion. I always say it is okay when you are saying that I am not fine. You can say that I'm not fine. I am upset. It's okay to be upset. I am worried. It's okay to be worried. So my many friends also just used to say me, we don't want to hear your solution, just hear us, right?
yes,
Okay, I just learned a lot of things by myself, and there are my friends who just helped me out, and now I am helping others. Coming to the United People Global, that global community, they just created the platform, and they just engage the world under the one flagship program, and it is really engaging so far. You know,
Yes.
they will not let you go anywhere. Like a mother hold her child in, in her arms. They are like that. So tell the UPG journey of. I want to hear your UPG journey so far. Why you joined this, and how was it, and what makes what it's contributed in your life, especially, right?
What it has, I will take your last question first. What it has contributed. So,
Yeah.
Sakib Bhai, UPG came into my life when I was in the most downing phase of my life, to be very honest.
Mhm.
After 2019, I told you that background story
Yeah.
before this meeting. It was
Hmm.
this year when I was feeling low on self-worth, low on self-confidence. I didn't know what to do, though I had a job and everything. But my ambitions were not matching somewhere. And I was in a very low phase, Sakib Bhai. I just saw this and I used to go visit slums and old age home.
Yeah.
That would make me happy and everything. But that was just momentary. That was not, there was some vacuum inside me. I
Hmm.
filled the application, I got into it, and it came as a ray of hope in my life. So you can just
Yeah.
imagine the importance of UPG. So in the
Exactly.
starting classes, I couldn't be much active because of n number of things going around me. But having friends in 121 countries,
Yeah.
it's a dream for all of us. I never thought that we will have this podcast here. And we are
Exactly.
UPG sustainability leadership candidates.
Yeah.
We have friends in all the countries. So whenever we are visiting, we have somebody known there.
Already there.
There's
Yeah.
so much to learn. Yes, there's so much to learn. So, having said that, it came as a ray of hope to me. It has given me my self-confidence back. It has completely realized me my potential again, Sakib bhai. What
Yeah.
exactly a leader is when you have to get up and move on. The kind of schedule they have, the three classes, and the way we would manage with the work and the classes and everything. It was a mix of emotions. It was
Exactly.
topsy-turvy for all of us, but none of us want to leave it. All of us are proud of being in this UPG family. I have learned to be calm in situations, Akif bhai. I have
Okay.
learned to be supremely positive in every situation because I'm dealing with different personalities every single day. The
Yeah.
tribe thing that they have. We are five
Exactly.
people and all of us are different personalities,
Yeah.
having different viewpoints. Now, how do you go about in a team? How do you match each other's expectations? You can't keep everybody happy. But still, how can you keep yourself happy and satisfied with what you're doing that UPG has taught? UPG has
Exactly.
also taught one very important thing, Sakib Bhai, is your dreams, just dream big. Just dream big because you're capable of doing that. If you're just teaching few slum children in your community, UPG is saying take it to the global level.
Mm.
Take your project to the global level. Why can't you think of getting funds from United Nations? Why can't you
Exactly.
think of getting this training in Hurricane Islands? Think
Yeah.
big. And Sakib bhai, I just
Exactly.
want to, give very interesting example. Yesterday, Mohammed from Tribe 73, he had
Yeah.
this mini training yesterday, and
Mm.
few of us, Alina, me, we attended that, and it was only the UPG leaders who kept their cameras on. Okay, so then one thing that I realized is 2 months back, when we
Mhm.
started a UPG journey, we were so hesitant in opening our cameras and talking.
Yeah.
Now, how am I
Exactly.
looking? What am I doing? Oh my God, now they've asked us to, speak. We would think
Yeah.
twice in chatting something or putting in the chat box.
Exactly.
Yesterday, along with Mohammed's friends and everybody, we were the ones on the camera and talking non-stop because
Okay.
that has come into our personality so much. The 2 months of
Yeah.
experience. And the fun fact is, this is all virtual. Just imagine if we would have taken this training of 2 months in person.
Exactly.
Where would it have left us? So I am
Mm.
just grateful, thankful for taking this opportunity, and I just feel abundant. I feel that my life in a lot of terms have been balanced because of UPG, and ray of
Exactly.
hope it is.
So, of course, we learn from the people. And I used to think that we all are indigenous people of this Mother Earth. We are not Indians, we are not Pakistani, we are not Americans. We are
No.
the indigenous people of this planet Earth. There must maybe there's some life on Mars, scientists just looking for life there. There may be. But my identity is that I am the indigenous son of soil of this yeah. Am I audible, right?
Bhai,
Hello.
you just got cut.
Can you
You
hear me?
just got cut for a few seconds.
Yeah.
So you were saying we are indigenous people of Mother Earth. Sakib bhai? Guys, I think Sakib bhai will join us in few minutes.
Ta-da!
Hello.
So you also am I audible, right? Yeah. So come here.
Now you're audible, bhai.
Yeah, I'm audible.
Hello.
So there is another commercial in the climax of the movie we used to see, right? So it was that one. I don't want to end this podcast, but I just need to conclude because we have discussed a lot of significant things so far. Like an expert, oh my God, I was amazed to hear you. You have a lot of some concrete content to share. The example you just quoted there, just come up with the experience you just have in your life, which is really important. And when you are talking about some issue, you must have certain experience about that so that you can suggest the alternate solutions. We always need solution. So talking about United People Global, I agree with their name, United People, that we
Global.
from borders, and it is my honor and privilege that I am interacting with, someone from my neighbor country, and she sounds so good. She sounds so well that she has a lot of solutions of issues which we are facing here. And this is so beautiful thing of UPG and you and your tribe. And I just honor to have you. And cut the story short, that we concluded that reach out someone. Do realize that it is important, like a water. When you feel thirsty, you have to drink water, which I just had. When you feel lonely, reach out someone. It shouldn't be always your mother. It shouldn't be always your father. It can be anyone. If your friends are not available, reach out the experts. They are there.
Yes.
And virtual
Yes.
world just open the door of like this. They have opened their arms. They are welcoming every single person, no matter what is your background, no matter what is your race, your religion, your caste. They
Yes.
are true example. I used to give this example that Bill Gates is using the same StreamYard which I am using here right now. This is the significance of the technology, and through virtual world we can connect it throughout the world communities and bring learnings together, and we can initiate. So Yemi was asking, and someone was asking why you joined. I said I have people to raise voice for me. If I'll be voiceless. So that's the significance. I joined UPG. I need to
Yep.
learn what's going on in the world. I want to come out from the pond, right? There is another world beside the bridge. What is the world across the bridge? I want to see that world. That's why I came here. And I came so long. It took me 13 years to be here. I never applied before for certain things, and even I didn't remember the application of UPG. I just received an email that, oh, and that email was in my junk file, And so what is this? I show this to my friend, right? She said, "Idiot, you have been selected as candidate for this, class
Program.
2023." Yeah. So I said, really? Then what do I have to do? Because I don't have expertise. Don't have experience before to how to manage all these things, and it was so good. You know why we managed to be there? Because we needed this. We desperately
Yes.
needed this. All right.
Yes.
And what they did, as Yemi promised, that we will transform you people, that you will be the best leader of the world so far. The content, the curriculum they are just giving us.
World class.
I have unlearned my everything. I said, oh, ये तो कचरा था. What is this? This is useless for me. I need this to learn. You know, so that I'll be capable enough to deal with the coming issues. So thank you very much from the core of my heart. Dhanyavad, shukriya. And I want to speak a bit for my other audience के बहुत 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 शुक्रिया आपका हर्षिता, आपने मुझे स्पेशली टाइम दिया, और एक बहुत बड़ा बड़ा अहम इशू जो है हमने यहाँ पर डिस्कस किया है, बिकॉज सबसे ज्यादा इसके जो विक्टिम हैं वो एक बड़ी तादाद है, जो बच्चे, नौजवान और औरतें हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ी तादाद में, जिनको पता ही नहीं है कि किससे हेल्प लेनी है और करना क्या है। उनको ये भी सेल्फ रियलाइज़ेशन नहीं है कि जो सेल्फ हार्म कर रही हैं, या बच्चे अपने आप को मार, अब मैंने बच्चों को खुद को मारते हुए देखा है, सर मार रहे दीवार में गुस्से में, दे दिस इज़ हेल्पलेसनेस kids are dealing with. And I agree, and I'm really thankful that on after this discussion, people will have some learnings and way out. And I
Yes.
want to tell people, do reach out to us. You can reach out on UPG forum on and the website there, in my channel. Just comment and suggest any topic, or give your suggestion and your feedback, that what can be improved and what you want to hear. And if you want to be the part of my podcast, you need only one thing: just send a text. You don't need to be celebrity. You don't need to be someone. These are the benchmark. I don't believe in it. If you are alive, do reach out to me. Let's talk it out. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ashida. Looking forward to see you
Thank
again.
you.
I would love to host you again. It was very, very beautiful, and I just loved it. And thanks again from my country. Thanks again.
Saqib bhai, I just want to, conclude by saying that your this line that I don't believe in these benchmarks
Yeah.
just took my heart in this whole conversation. This is another line that I will always take with myself. These are
Thank
certain the social status, your job profile, etc., are just, superficial boundaries and identities that you've created about yourself. That doesn't mean that you have to be respected more or respected less. If you have
Exactly.
something good to say, if you have something, some experience, if you can share, because learning is inevitable. Learning never
Exactly.
stops. You can learn from a kid to an old age person. So these are benchmarks that we have set up for ourselves and others, and that doesn't determine your self-worth. Guys, always remember this. Very important for your mental health. Please reach out to anybody, friends, family, counselor. If you don't have money to pay to go to a counselor or psychiatrist, government has a lot of toll-free helpline numbers and they are amazing. Please kindly do that. And Sakib Bhai, I never thought that I will have three most beautiful friends from Pakistan. Okay.
Thank you.
I
Thank
have
you.
Alina staying in the region
Mhm.
that is controversial between India and Pakistan.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And you
Mhm.
know how the local population, sees that region. But
Exactly.
Alina, you, Hamza, I'm just so blessed to have you, one of my bestest friends from UPG. I couldn't ever imagine that. So I just feel so blessed. Thank you so much for inviting me, Sakib Bhai. And if I just want to keep on discussing more with you, maybe on WhatsApp or maybe on another podcast, but do invite me again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure, sure. I just want to. Yeah, here I go. Yeah, मैं नहीं बनना, मैं नहीं चढ़ना. Yeah. So
Ji
see,
bhai.
this is life. Sometimes life hits you bad, and it's okay. You know, stop it. Take a pause. Talk to someone, and bring yourself back again. It is never too late. ये बड़ी सच्ची बात है. It is never too late. Live in it, right? Don't reach out that benchmark which is set by some people.
Society.
You are different, and it is okay.
Yes.
I've been rejected from so many places, and I said it's okay, right? And it is always okay, no matter you are failed in life. It is okay, no matter people are not accepting you. It is okay.
It is okay. Yes.
Find different people. The world has a lot of population. You know there are many people in the world. If you can't find anyone in your home, find people in your street, in your town, in your city, in your country. If you are unable to find any people in the country, go beyond the border. You know
Yes.
there will be
Yes.
someone waiting for you, like we met. We
Yes.
met across border, and these we are the significant example, and I have learned a lot of things, and I'm proud that I have little sister in India. Oh my God, it sounds so good. So I can tell people, that's why, and I would love what I want. I want some Indian people on my podcast who will be talking about the shared culture we are sharing. I just want to do
Yes.
that. It's my wish to do that. That what culture we are sharing because in subcontinent, and I hope that you will help me to do that, and
Definitely,
maybe
bhai.
Prachi,
Definitely.
Anukriti, Prachi, there are many people are there, and we can bring them
Yes.
together, and there will be 6 or 5 people discussing and talking to each other.
Yes,
It's
we can do a
and I
group discussion on, candidates from Pakistan and India, sustainability
That will be
leaders.
brilliant. That will be brilliant idea. So, uh, फासला रखें, दूरियां नहीं. I always believe in it.
बहुत बढ़िया,
Definition.
बहुत बढ़िया.
फासला रखें, दूरियां नहीं. Thank you very much, and बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, सारी ऑडियंस का
शुक्रिया.
शुक्रिया, एंड आई होप दैट आपको ये सारी बातें पसंद आई होंगी. हमारी प्यारी मेहमान भी आपको पसंद आई होंगी. इनकी बातों से आपको एक भी चीज़ अगर सीखने को मिली है, that serve my purpose. So do what you love and love what you do. Allah Hafiz. Thank you.
धन्यवाद.